challenged as it is today either. So there is I think we are answering to the challenges we are facing. Your other question, those of you who have followed the needs of Ukrainian air defense for the last 4 years, you know the story behind this. Sweden was part of what we called at the time the F-16 coalition, mainly bringing a limited but still numbers of F-16 fighters to Ukraine. And Sweden was part of that effort, and we united for that not at that time deliver also Gripen fighters, because not to complicate the introduction of two complex systems at the same time. What we did do instead was providing them the predecessor to Global Eye, so which enhanced the F-16 capabilities that they actually got from other countries. And now, when we agreed with Ukraine for them to purchase in the long-term procurement of basically a new air force in Ukraine, that was also a natural way for us to speed it up. So while Paul made the agreement on 16 new Gripen fighter of the new generation. For the longer term, we also provide them with 16 of pre-owned or pre-used fighters as well. And I think it's obvious, you know, Ukraine is in dire needs of strengthening the air defense. We see that every night, basically. The Pro packages is one part of that, but in the long run, they also need to have a stronger air force.
Thank you. Next question to the woman in red here.
Thank you. News agency Interfax, Ukraine, Irina Sommer. I know a little bit theoretical question, but can the capacity of Global Eye extend outside of NATO territories? I'm talking about Ukraine, to make Ukrainians be more capable to protect their own territory. And if there is decision up to alliance, will be Sweden in favor of it? Thank you.
I mean, from a range perspective and how far it can see in the air domain and before sort of the curvature of the Earth starts sort of affecting how far you can see, of course you can see far into Ukraine and far into Russia as well, for that sake, if you fly at the proper place, but not too close to hostilities. So that's absolutely possible. So that's what I can say about that. That's why it's so important to be far away, but still see small things at the right place.
So the idea with providing them with IRI, the predecessor of Global Eye, was also that it can use Link 16, of course, and conduct the connectivity and the command and control from the air together with the F-16. Therefore, we focus on providing the Ukrainians with the IRI and waited with the Gripen fighter. So we did it in that kind of sequence. And of course, it provides the Ukraine with a much better surveillance and situational awareness, both in the land domain and in the aerial domain.
Thank you. We'll have time for a final question before we break for single interviews. I can say that all speakers will remain for single interviews as well, but we can take the gentleman in the shirt here.
Yes, Minister Jonson or Prime Minister Kristersson. On the F-16 and the Gripen, do you think in hindsight it has been a mistake to focus on the F-16 and wait with the Gripen? Do you think it would have been better if decisions would have been otherwise?
Well, from my perspective, it was not a mistake. You know, there were limitations in terms of pilots, in terms of introductionary capacity in Ukraine. So I think it was when we made the decision to provide them with the ERI instead, that in itself increased the capabilities of the F-16. So I think it was. But I still have to say that when we had Volodymyr Zelensky in Uppsala a few weeks ago, and we met the first fighter pilots after being training on the Gripen fighter, and he had been for 200 missions in a MiG, and now for 5 kind of test flights with the Gripen, and he told me and President Zelensky, this is a game changer.
Thank you. And with that, we break for single interviews. The speakers will remain dispersed here on stage, so please form queues.
Thank you.